Despite all the information we have about our favourite celebrities, rumours still abound. Welcome to WatchMojo's Top 5 Myths. In today's installment, we're counting down the top 5 myths about famous actors. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at the biggest misconceptions people have about some of the biggest stars in Hollywood and beyond.
All the years when I went to college and so forth, I didn't tell people.
Number 5, Mr. Rogers was a sniper.
Well, we at Family Communications have discovered that when children bring up something frightening, it's helpful right away to ask them what they know about it.
Mr. Rogers' Neighbour was one of the most wholesome shows to ever grace our TV sets, so obviously the kind people of the internet had to do their due diligence to dig up dirt on the kindly host. The rumour goes that Fred McFeely Rogers was a Navy SEAL who fought in Vietnam and had 150 kills under his belt. In fact, however, Mr. Rogers never even served in the military, let alone as a sniper. Rogers graduated from Rollins College in Florida with a degree in music in 1951 and immediately began his career in broadcast television, leaving very little time in his life or room on his resume for fighting in Nam.
We'll pretend about that in the neighborhood of make-believe.
Number 4, a famous actor was the Gerber Baby.
Now, every time someone opens strained carrots, do you get $1?
If I did, I wouldn't have spent 26 years in front of a classroom.
In 1928, Daniel Edwards, the owner of Fremont Canning Company, was looking for an image to represent the brand's new line of baby food. He and his cousin Kareem Edwards held a contest, asking people to submit artwork for the chance of becoming the face of the company. The resulting image is iconic and has continued to be used by Gerber for generations. For years, rumours circulated that the baby seen on a label was a famous actor like Humphrey Bogart or Elizabeth Taylor.
I've seen that look before, and I know what it used to mean, and it still means the same thing now.
One of the more wild legends said that it was the face of Brooke Shields, who was born in 1965, decades after the contest was held. The real model was not an actress at all, but was instead Ann Turner Cook, who avoided the public eye until her golden years and ultimately became a mystery author and teacher. Number 3, Marilyn Monroe was a size 16.
You know, of course, that diamonds are a girl's best friend, and this is our proof of it.
The inception of this myth is a mystery, and it seems surprising that it could flourish considering all the pictures that exist of Monroe. This fact is often attributed when bemoaning current beauty standards and used to cite how curvier women used to be considered the height of attractiveness. In fact though, by modern sizing standards, which vary greatly depending on the shop or country, Marilyn Monroe would be nowhere near the size 12 or 16 that she is often referenced as wearing.
You always hear these stories that, oh, she was a size 60. She's the tiniest
Exactly,
way.
5'5.5" inches.
In the 1980s, vanity sizing took over and numbers on garments shrank while the average American woman grew. This means that while she may have been a size 12 in the 1950s, she would wear somewhere between a size 6 or 8 US today. Number 2, Lady Gaga was a male at birth? She was indeed born this way. In 2009, at the height of Gaga mania, rumours began to circle that the newly famous pop star had actually been born male, or was a hermaphrodite. There are no actual facts or evidence behind this myth, which was largely based on a photo of Gaga that people said made it look like she had a huge bulge where a lady shouldn't. Stephanie Germanotta, Gaga to You and I, has denied this speculation however, though she says the rumours no longer bother her. She went on to address it in her video for Telephone.
I told you she didn't have a dick.
Too bad.
Given Gaga's regular themes of sexuality and androgyny in her work, one can understand why people were confused and how this idea caught on, even if it was completely baseless and bogus. Number 1, Richard Gere and the Gerbil.
Well, I'm telling you, we gotta do something about it. Can't expect anybody else to.
This is one of the most famous Hollywood myths, but it's also one of the most ridiculous. Arising in the mid-1980s, the legend has it that Richard Gere was forced to make a trip to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center to have a rodent removed from his rectum. Not only is there no evidence that this happened to Gere, there's no actual proof that this practice even exists at all. While it is true that doctors and other hospital staff have reportedly removed many foreign objects from patients' bodies that were put there for sexual pleasure, gerbils are not one of them.
Lemmy-Wink's journeyed a distance far and fast to find his way out of a gay man's ass.
While the idea of gerbling may have been created by homophobes as an example to illustrate the depravity of gay men, it's unknown exactly what led to this idea being falsely attached to Richard Gere.
Elegant. Any questions?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.